Well, a very good morning to you and welcome to Imola for round 6 of the Ferrari Challenge. The TropheoPirelli cars out on track, heading towards the grid on a very different day to that we saw yesterday. As you can see, pouring down with rain. At the moment, it was wet very much overnight, and just some light drizzle first thing this morning, but now it is absolutely torrential rain that greets our TropheoPirelli drivers as they head to the grid for this, as we reach the sharp end of the TropheoPirelli Championship with just this race and the world final event in Mugello to come before the champion for 2013 is crowned. Following Sergei Chukhanov's success yesterday, he leads the points on 146 with Daniel Mancinelli on 132. And Dario Carzo, who will start today's race on pole position, is third in the points on 106. So going to be a very, very interesting race in utterly appalling conditions. Air temperature, as you can see there, 20 degrees, track temperature 30 degrees, but torrential rain right across this 4.9 kilometer circuit here at Imola. Big crowd of expectant fans then, despite the weather, are here to enjoy the Ferrari Challenge race action that is about to get underway. A safety car start will be the order of the day because of the track conditions, and you can see the grid beginning to form there, and Dario Carzo already down there in pole position on the grid. Just pulling in alongside then is Daniele D'Amato, who starts P2. Then it's Raffaele Giannoni, who had a problem with the car yesterday. It will start P3. And then the points leader, Sergei Chukhanov, P4. So they're the menacing eyes of Dario Carzo. One of the big characters in the Ferrari Challenge, who starts from pole position. There alongside him then is Daniele D'Amato. You can see the car up on the jacks there. The CDP driver that is Daniele D'Amato shares the car, of course, with Renato D'Amato. Renato yesterday was driving the car. Daniel's chance today. And, well, Daniel would have preferred to have been in the car yesterday. It was really hot and humid yesterday. So safety car start then confirmed to us. And there you can see that on graphics on your screen also. Now, as we look at Sergei Chukhanov, I must mention the success that Ferrari have had in both the GTE and GTC championships and the European Late Model Series at Le Castellet, Paul Ricard circuit. Congratulations to them. And that was poignant that I should mention it, because right at the back of the grid, having done the commute from Paul Ricard to here in Imola, is Stefano Guy, who takes a place on the grid here. Giacomo Strato, who was on the podium yesterday, is down there P9 on the grid. And look at that, you could swim through that curb jolly near, couldn't you? So well done to Stefano Guy, who always promised that if he felt it was doable, he was going to try and make the trip from Paul Ricard to here in Imola so that he could be at least in one of the TropheoPirelli races, and he's achieved that objective. So good to see him here. And Lorenzo Casse also doing the same. So the cars at the back of the grid then, P11 and P12, Stefano Guy and Lorenzo Casse. Well, there is the tyre trolley. A bit ambitious, some slicks on there. Don't for a minute think that they are going to be necessary in this 30-minute race, I'm sad to say. As we look at Raffaele Giannoni, who had a fuel pressure problem with the car yesterday, was speaking to him. Here's the grid in full. Dario Carzo on pole, then alongside him Daniele D'Amato. Then it's Raffaele Giannoni, who we were just talking about, and then the points leader, Sergei Chukhanov. All the information, of course, at corsaclienti.ferrari.com. Alessandro Vezzoni, P5. Daniel Mancinelli is P6. Then Robert Pergel took a great podium yesterday, P2. Well, he's P7 on the grid today with Alex Martin, who was fraught with problems in the race yesterday alongside. Then it's Giacomo Strata, who was also on the podium yesterday. Philippe Baron in the Octane 126 car starts from P10. Then we see Stefano Guy and Lorenzo Casse, then who've legged it from France to be here in Italy at the back of the grid on row 6. So there we can see from on board Alessandro Vezzoni's car. Now, of course, at the moment, the view from the cockpit, absolutely fine as we look back from Alex Martin's car as well. Of course, when these cars get going, the spray that will fly up from the cars in front will be, well, really, really hampers visibility, and that is going to be a huge advantage for Dario Carzo. That, of course, eventually, when the safety car does pull in and the start gets underway proper. So, I should think quite a cold grid girl. She has got the benefit of an umbrella. So, Carzo, D'Amato, Giannoni, and Chukhanov, the first two rows of the grid. Chukhanov's nearest competitor in the points then is Daniel Mancinelli, who's down there in P6. So everyone rain-soaked out there on the grid. There you can see Mancinelli just at the top of your screen there in the green and red car. And the points leader right ahead of him. So this, our pole sitter, Dario Carzo. And let's take a look then at the highlights from the race from yesterday, which was held in altogether different conditions to those of today. And there you can see on track it was very, very different as the lights went green and the Pirelli Race 1 got underway. Supreme start from Sergei Chukhanov on board with Philippe Barron, who was going to be in the wars a bit in that Octane 126 car. Problems also for Alessandro Vezzoni. Past Dario Carzo goes Philippe Barron, or does he? Mancinelli in the mix as well in that little pack. Carzo sticking rigidly to the inside line, which meant Barron was hung out to dry, and Mancinelli was able to take advantage of that. Barron then shortcut in that corner. No mistaking the man in the lead, though. Feeling rather unwell was Sergei Chukhanov, and we didn't know until after the race that he was feeling less than 100%. You wouldn't have known that from his performance out on track. And there, disaster for Mancinelli as he loses what is almost an entire tyre carcass. Sergei Chukhanov then takes the checkered flag. Robert Purgel, with his first podium of the season, takes P2, and Giacomo Strata takes P3. So those then the highlights from the race yesterday. And Sergei Chukhanov wasn't feeling very well yesterday, despite the fact he took the win. Something of a stomach upset, I'm led to believe, from the team. Hopefully he's feeling a bit better today. And he's certainly out there on track. Official safety car start then for this TropheoPirelli race. Round 6. Of course, clienti.ferrari.com is the website for you to check out all the information about the Ferrari Challenge with driver profiles and lots of other information on there as well, video highlights, all sorts of things. Do check it out. Of course, clienti.ferrari.com. Just to the right in the middle of the picture there, you can see the Rosso Corsa car of Stefano Guy. From our commentary booth, we can see the safety car take off. Just see it there, flashing through your screen. And the race is about to get underway. So race 2 for TropheoPirelli then, as we see the cars just trying to get to grips with the conditions here at Imola, and given that Imola circuit is all but flat and has some considerable ups and downs with the rain and the water on the track, this could lead to even bigger puddles than expected, and those are going to challenge the drivers additionally. No question about that. Lots of standing water around. There has been a race on track before this. Here's the grid once again for you. Dario Carzo off of pole. Alongside him, it's Daniel D'Amato. Then it's Raphael Giannoni. Then Sergei Chukhanov, P4. P5 is Alessandro Vezzoni. Daniel Mancinelli then goes from P6. Robert Pergel, P7. And Alex Martin from P8. That's row 4 of the grid. And as we go further down the order of the grid, the graphics change on screen to bring you the rest of the grid lineup, which is Giacomo Strata and Philip Barron on row 5. And right at the back then we see Stefano Guy and Lorenzo Casse. So safety car start then, lights flashing on the safety car. This enabling the drivers to familiarize themselves with the conditions of the circuit. Reverse the teeth back in. And there the view from the Hublot safety car looking back at the Dario Carzo machine. The Dario Carzo machine so damaged ahead of race 2 in Hockenheim. Frantic efforts by the team to try and get that car on track were futile in the end, and he missed out on race 2, but was certainly here in race 1 yesterday, and is in this race today as well. Dario Carzo yesterday finishing the race in P6. Well, what's he going to be able to do today from pole position? Going to have a huge advantage in terms of the visibility, in my opinion. Philip Barron was less than a happy boy yesterday. Lots of panel rubbing between him and various drivers, and 1 or 2 off moments as well. Philip has said that as far as he's concerned, the championship is not within the grasp, and his focus is going to be on the World Finals in Mugello at the beginning of November. That World Final event also, of course, features the final 2 rounds in the Ferrari Challenge, both the TropheoPirelli Championship that we're watching here and the Copa Shell Championship as well. Alex Martin we're on board with, looking backwards then as they head up towards Tamburello here on this 4.9 kilometer Imola circuit, which is bathed in rain this morning. Rain certainly for a great deal of the night, and whilst moments of no rain when we arrived at the circuit this morning, it then began to drizzle a little bit, but now it is absolutely torrential. There, the crowd with brollies as well, ready to enjoy the Ferrari Challenge action when eventually it does get underway. Its clock is ticking down under the safety car as we speak. Now, it will be down to the race steward how long he chooses to leave the safety car out there. The race is effectively on, but of course no one can move from their starting positions, no overtaking allowed behind the safety car, despite the fact that the race has officially started. So we will be informed when the safety car is coming in. On board with that Hublot safety car, looking back towards the baying pack, who will be desperate to get on with the race. And once again, forgive me for mentioning it again, Carzo is going to have a huge advantage over Daniel D'Amato because of visibility, and also Raphael Giannoni and Sergei Chukhanov all going to get the spray from that Carzo car, and the cars further down the order really going to suffer with that spray, let alone the standing water down there to try and work their way through as well. Just into shot there, right in the middle of the screen was and there is Daniel D'Amato, who's looking on, talking to Renato through the radio. Sorry, that is Renato talking to Daniel. Let me get it the right way round on the radio. He stood up there on the pit perch of the CDP Italian team. Daniel took a P4 in Hockenheim, improving on his P5 in Portimao. Renato had a fantastic time in Portugal, taking P2, and he taking a P4 for his race, and there he is in Hockenheim. I'd like to eavesdrop and listen in on what he was saying to Daniel who of course is starting this race from P2 and is the highest up the grid in terms of being able to take the Coppa Giovanni trophy as well for the Young Driver Award. Drivers that qualify that in the grid are D'Amato, Sergei Chukhanov, Daniel Mancinelli, Alex Martin, Philippe Baron and Stefano Guy. I bet Stefano's pleased that he still qualifies for Coppa Giovanni as a young driver. He'll take me to task over that, I feel sure. Track knowledge, of course, is going to be, well, so advantageous in these conditions. Now, Chukhanov, who'd not seen Imola, it's certainly going to be the first time that he experiences this track in wet conditions. Dario Carzo is familiar with the circuit, and there's Robert Purgel going through the gravel at a fair rate of knots, it has to be said. So Purgel with an off then on the there we can dive into the CDP team. Everyone with their monitors. Safety car coming in this lap. The race is going to get underway. Thanks to Nico Spalek for passing me information. And safety car in this lap. You can see it on screen right now. Well, this TropheoPirelli race with 23 minutes left to run in utterly appalling race conditions for these drivers. We wish them all well when the safety car does come in. There you can see it. Lights still flashing on the safety car, despite the fact that we're advised it is coming in this lap. Mancinelli will be very keen to get past Vezzoni, and of course in an ideal world if he could get past Chukhanov, that would not be handy for his points position. There is Daniel Mancinelli in the green car. Right behind him, Robert Purgel. Then the Dextra car of Alex Martin. And there they all stack up behind the safety car. Stefano Guy, and there is Lorenzo Cassay in car number 6. These 4,400cc Ferrari 458s. So lights have gone out atop the safety car now. Confirmation then that the safety car is coming in this lap and the race will be underway proper. Still, you can see the raindrops as they come around the Ravazza turn. You can see the rain absolutely hammering down. This is what it's like inside the cockpit. Philippe Baron then, where's our helmet camera? And away we go and racing. Sergei Chukhanov looking very racy there. And Dario Carzo does exactly what he needs to do, but Sergei Chukhanov moves up one place. So Carzo, D'Amato, Chukhanov, Giannoni. There is Carzo, and Chukhanov is on an utter charge. Look at this through Tamburello. Is he going to be able to hold on here? Is there a contact there between D'Amato and Chukhanov? Maybe just a little bit, but both the cars are still on the track. Sergei Chukhanov leading the points championship. There too is Daniel Mancinelli having a go at Raphael Giannoni. Oh, and a sideways moment for Daniel D'Amato. Chukhanov dives to the outside to see if he can go the long way around. That's going to be a big ask, and too much of an ask, to be honest. So here in replay, you can see Daniel Mancinelli getting past Alessandro Vezzoni from the onboard of Alessandro Vezzoni's car. There is Daniel Mancinelli. Robert Purgel slides under braking, just got the front braking away then as he too got past Vezzoni. Alex Martin then. You can see that in the LE Dextra car. And there is Purgel going past Vezzoni. And just as Vezzoni pulls in behind, you can see the spray throwing up onto the windscreen as Dario Carzo uses opposite lock to control the car off the Ravazzi turn. Carzo leads from D'Amato. That wasn't the Ravazzi turn, that was further around the circuit. Oh, and once again, Dario Carzo just gets the back end lit up. Carzo knows he's under pressure. So this now is the Ravazzi turn as they head for the start-finish line to complete a lap as that's Giannone off. So Giannone, who was fraught with mechanical problems with the car yesterday. How did that happen? We can see from Vezzoni's car. It's Vezzoni that... No, I think that's a different incident. Beg your pardon, it was Vezzoni who just sliding through the grass. There's Daniel Mancinelli. And Sergei Chukhanov now. So D'Amato has got past Dario Carzo, and Sergei Chukhanov has now got Dario Carzo in his sights. Ignore the captions at the top of your screen. The race is being led now by Daniel D'Amato. Dario Carzo, there he is, P2. There's Sergei Chukhanov. Right in your screen now is P3. As the rain continues to hammer down here at Imola, Daniel D'Amato leads this race in car number 5. P2 now is Dario Carzo. And this is how it happened then. This was a bold move by Daniel D'Amato along the start-finish straight, where he was able to get past Dario Carzo. Locks up a little bit under braking. The back breaks away just a tad, but he's able to control it. Vezzoni's back out on track again, and there, that image shows you just how the rain is pouring down here. Barron and Alex Martin getting very, very close together there. That P6 and P7. So the Octane 126 driver, Philip Barron there. Mancinelli again having to use just a tad of opposite lock to slide that car through the turn. So lap 4 was the fastest lap for Daniel D'Amato then, a 2:17.684 as he loses it. He was not able to scrub off the speed. He's out on the gravel. That is going to cost him a bunch of places as we see Carzo go through, Chukhanov go through. Where is Mancinelli, who was right on the back of Chukhanov? Where is Daniel Mancinelli? So obviously a problem. Oh, and that is the problem for Mancinelli. There's been contact there. We've got a wheel off of Mancinelli's car. That surely is going to throw out the safety car. Well, All Action would love to see a replay of what happened to Daniel Mancinelli there. He was, well, Pergel is still running. Pergel has just crossed the line, P4. Renato D'Amato there on the pit perch talking to Daniel D'Amato, saying, just calm down, calm down. You were leading, now you're P3. So our points championship leader. Well, there was the safety car sign. Did it come out? The safety car, I can see from our vantage point here, is poised in the pit lane, but it's not come out yet. Maybe Mancinelli has been able to get that car to a position of better safety. There's our race leader, also points leader, Sergei Chukhanov. Dario Carzo is P2. Then Daniel D'Amato, who was leading the race, P3. So safety car is now being deployed. We can see it roar out in front of us. And that will pick up our race leader. There is the Hublot safety car. We can hear the radio traffic on the in the cockpit of the Hublot safety car. That is Stefano Guy in car number 99, who's hot-footed from the Castellet in France to be here for one race today. Bet when he saw the weather conditions, he thought, oh, I wish I hadn't bothered. So Giannone, well, he dived into the pit lane. Dario Carzo's parked up on the track on the very left-hand side of your screen there. And all the cars are going past. Dario Carzo with a problem now. He was in P2. There's Giacomo Strata, who of course was on the podium in race 1 yesterday. Well, on the top of your screens, the graphics will still show Dario Carzo P2, but you saw the same as I did. Dario Carzo's car was parked up there. So too is Daniel Mancinelli's, and well, the recovery team aren't even on the scene yet to remove that Mancinelli car. So this was the start. On board with Philippe Baron. Seeing just how poor visibility is through the cockpit of his car. So indeed now Chukhanov leading from Daniel D'Amato. Carzo's out of the graphics. Robert Purgel, what a weekend he's having. Despite an off a few moments ago as we saw him almost jet skiing through the gravel. He's up to P3 and well, Philippe Baron P4, Alex Martin P5. Well, the safety car start, what have we got? Around about 13.5 minutes left to run in this race. You can see the anxiety there on the pit perch from the race engineers and team managers. Safety car board still being shown. No information that the safety car is coming in imminently. And that was Vetsoni going around. And that was a big mistake by Daniel D'Amato, which cost him the lead of the race. And that's why we saw Renato D'Amato. Just saw the Mancinelli car there. We were on board with Alex Martin, who also had an off there. Here is Dario Carzo in the pit lane. Looks like a retirement for Dario Carzo. What a great shame. Race 2's at the moment not doing him any favours. Race 2 at Hockenheim was a problem for him, and race 2 here at Imola, the same. So that the Ellie Dextra car of Alex Martin we saw there, the black and chrome wrap on his car. So Sergei Chukhanov then cementing his position right at the top of the points, and of course playing to his advantage is the fact that we have lost Daniel Mancinelli. Saw him with that car turned around, some damage to the right-hand rear quarter, which resulted in a wheel coming off that car and the car being parked. I think it's just on the Ravazza turn, actually. Which means that Mancinelli, second in the points, is not going to garner much from today's race. And that playing into the hands of Sergei Chukhanov, who leads the points. So Stefano Guy's father looks on. Philippe Baron gives it a footful of accelerator and feels the back end get away from him. Safety car remains out, lights still flashing atop the safety car. The clock still counts down. 11 minutes now left in this race. The race being led by Sergei Chukhanov, the Ferrari Team Ukraine driver. Daniel D'Amato is P2. Robert Purgel, wow, going for his second podium of the weekend. That will be remarkable. Return to success for, I think Robert is probably the longest serving Ferrari Challenge driver in the TropheoPirelli, the Scuderia Prague driver, Robert Purgel. And there is Dario Carzo, who, whatever fault and problem he's had, is he going to rejoin? He was certainly at the end of the pit lane there. So on board with Alex Martin and Philippe Baron here. See Baron trying everything he can to get past. And here once again a replay of the start, and Chukhanov So there is Dario Carzo. Comes back out on track. Back with live pictures as the safety car continues to lead the cars around this 4.9 kilometer Imola circuit. And there the Octane 126 team boss looks on. His driver, Philip Barron, P4. So the crowd's then watching this, well, relatively low-speed parade of 458s behind the safety car around the Imola circuit at the moment. Safety car is coming in this lap. The Mancinelli car has been removed, and we're going to have, well, what is going to be probably an 8-minute dash to the checkered flag for this TropheoPirelli race in the Ferrari Challenge. And there is our on-track race leader, Sergei Chukhanov, in car number 32. And just look at the raindrops on the lens of our camera there. Now, interestingly, I was looking at the replay of the start and I wondered whether Sergei Chukhanov had jumped the start. We're now getting confirmation, thanks to Anna Maria, of a drive-through penalty for Sergei Chukhanov. There it is on screen. So Sergei Chukhanov is going to have 3 laps to take that drive-through penalty. That unquestionably for a jump start. He doesn't take the drive-through straight away. So that will elevate Daniel D'Amato back up into the lead. Pergel will be P2, Barron will be P3. So the green flag comes down and we go back to racing once again as Lorenzo Cassay takes a look at Alex Martin. Martin P5 at the moment. There is Lorenzo Cassay right alongside him. Lorenzo Cassay, another one that's got supreme experience of this Imola circuit and obviously using that experience to full effect. So there is your race leader on track, but that's academic because as Philip Barron gets past Robert Pergel, Sergei Chukhanov has got to come in and take a drive-through penalty. This is how Lorenzo Cassay got past Alex Martin. Good move from Cassay there. So Daniel D'Amato will be the effective race leader with Philip Barron P2, Robert Pergel P3, and then, remarkably, from the back of the grid, Lorenzo Cassay. Well, Daniel Mancinelli then losing out in the points championship with a non-finish in this race. Chukhanov is going to be in the points come what may, although he's certainly not going to take the race win. Dario Carzo again back in the pit lane. So Carzo obviously with a problem with that car which they cannot seem to solve. Bear in mind he was on pole position. Stefano Guy taking a look at Alessandro Vezzoni here. So there now under pressure from Lorenzo Cassay is Robert Pergel. Just how quickly Cassay and his superior track knowledge of Imola has opened up that gap over Alex Martin, and now he's going for a charge down the start-finish straight on Robert Pergel, and he's going to do it. Lorenzo Cassay, what an incredible drive, Lorenzo Cassay. So absolutely amazing. Chukhanov puts in a 2:07.958. Wholly academic, though. That's Alessandro Vezzoni getting past Stefano Guy. Able to scrub off enough speed. And now this is what is for the lead, effectively. Philip Barron in car number 91 gets past Daniel D'Amato. Now Sergei Chukhanov is being shown as in the lead, but he's got a drive-through penalty. So effectively, Philip Barron is going to be leading this race. Brilliant overtake over Daniel D'Amato. So Philip Barron, who had a torrid time of it out there on track yesterday, Here we can see it from his helmet camera then. 4.5 minutes left in this race, that's all. So the Octane 126 driver could be taking the top step of the podium, barring any errors. Bear in mind that Philippe Barron started 9th on the grid. Lorenzo Casse was right at the back of the grid. There is the Octane 126 driver, Philippe Barron. There is Lorenzo Casse with the all-black Robert Purgel car. Casse absolutely got the measure of this wet Imola circuit, no question about that. Chukhanov's last lap was a 2:07.958. Whoa, and Purgel then just got a wheel on the curbs, and you can see the car break away. He manages to control it. Conditions absolutely atrocious for these drivers. Lorenzo Casse tiptoes around the Ravazza, and they head towards the start-finish line. Chukhanov dives into the pit lane. Barron then crosses the start-finish line in the lead. There is Sergei Chukhanov taking his drive-through penalty. So the race order now is Barron, D'Amato, Lorenzo Casse, Giacomo Strata there, down there P7. And is Strata about to lose P7 to the returning Sergei Chukhanov. So here with Philippe Barron. Not quite what all that gesticulation was about, really. Whether it was the fact that he's eventually taken the lead. So Lorenzo Casse and Robert Purgel still virtually welded together there through the mist of the rain and spray that you can see. It's Lorenzo Casse in the white and blue car, Robert Purgel in the all-black Scuderia Pahar machine. And this is the battle for the final podium place. Barron leads there. Robert Purgel, who was on the podium yesterday and will be delighted to be back up there again today. But to do so, he needs to overhaul that white and blue machine of Lorenzo Casse. Just 2 minutes left to run. Purgel doing everything he can and doing too much as he ends up diving through the grass for about the 5th time. Dario Carzo rejoins the race as we see him leave the pit lane from our commentary viewpoint. He will be stone last. There is Chukhanov, who has rejoined ahead of Alex Martin, so P5 for Sergei Chukhanov. This is where Purgel got it wrong. You just saw the back end step out and dive through the grass and mud. And there's Chukhanov, who actually came out behind Alex Martin, but has got past him. We saw that there in replay. Neither Chukhanov nor Alex Martin with huge experience of the Imola circuit, but Chukhanov on a charge now, following that drive-through penalty for a jump start. There's Giacomo Strata. Dario Carzo once again is out there, but we saw him rejoin a few moments ago. The car is clearly just not working properly as he's grass cutting at the moment. Final lap we're on now. Philippe Barron leads in the Octane 126 car. Daniel D'Amato is P2. Lorenzo Casse is P3. It'll be Daniel D'Amato's second podium this season. He was a runner-up at Portimao in race 2 as we see Alessandro Bezzoni off into the wall, but no damage to the car, able to get... and this is how he did it. Just going to glance. It didn't even glance the Armco, to be honest. Maybe did with the back end of the car. Oh, he certainly did with the back end of the car. Look at that. As he goes through the grass and gravel and mud, and it's like a ploughed field. Here's our race leader, Philippe Barron, from Octane 126. P2, Daniel D'Amato. P3, Lorenzo Casse. And Robert Purgel is maintaining his pressure on Lorenzo Casse. He's just got this and a couple of corners left to try and get past Casse for Purgel to take a couple of podiums this weekend. But no mistaking the fact that this man is going to take the win. The race has come to him a bit with the loss of Mancinelli and also the loss of Chukhanov through a drive-through penalty. Philippe Barron then for Octane 126, new team into the Ferrari Challenge this year. Philippe Barron, of course, previous champion, is going to take the checkered flag and takes the win here in the rain-soaked Imola. P2 for Daniel D'Amato. Lorenzo Casse is going to take P3. Robert Purgel P4. Sergei Chukhanov then will still take advantage from his P5 position in the points championship with Daniel Mancinelli, a non-finisher. Chukhanov takes P5. Alex Martin will be P6. There is Alex Martin in the Dextra colour, heading for the checkered flag now. And then it's Giacomo Strata and Stefano Guy. So there, Alex Martin takes the checkered flag. And Giacomo Strata just ahead of Stefano Guy as Stefano Guy tries to take him on the line, but it wasn't to be. Wow, what a race. Weather certainly playing its part, safety car playing its part. Philippe Barron, the winner. Daniel D'Amato, P2. And Lorenzo Casse, P3. Well, Robert Purgel's had a good weekend, taking a podium and P4. And Sergei Chukhanov will see into shot any moment now. There he is in the blue and yellow Team Ukraine colours. Took a win yesterday, taking a P5 following that drive-through penalty today. Will still put his position at the top of the points chart. Daniel Mancinelli's DNF won't have helped his charge towards the championship. And Dario Carzo was P3 in the points as well. And Dario Carzo, despite valiant efforts to be out there on track, the car clearly not behaving very well and doesn't end up finishing the race. So there is Lorenzo Casse, P3. And Philippe Barron, our race winner. In Hockenheim, a runner-up and a win for him, DNF in race 1. And now another win. Is pace good enough for him to have a realistic shot then at his declared goal, which is the World Champions title at the Finale Mondiali in Mugello in November. Already said that that's his aim. He felt the championship could not be won. He brings the car and parks it ahead of number 1. There is Lorenzo Casse. They're being congratulated by the team principal of Octane 126. Remember sitting having a discussion with him at Hockenheim over the whys and wherefores of events that happened at Hockenheim. Daniel D'Amato then and Renato then with the headset off now, not talking to him through the radio, but talking to him down on track. And here, confirmation of the way the race finished with Philippe Barron taking the win from Daniel D'Amato, P2. Lorenzo Casse, P3. Robert Purgel, 4. Chukhanov recovering from that drive-through to take P5. Then Alex Martin, Giacomo Strata, Stefano Guy, Raphael Giannoni, P9, and Alessandro Vezzoni, P10. CorsaClienti.ferrari.com is the website for you to go to and check out all the information on this race and many others. Let's take a look at some of the highlights now. So absolutely appalling weather conditions, as you can see here at Imola. Meant safety car start and And after the safety car pulled in, Dario Carzo doing everything he needed to in terms of getting away. Daniel Mancinelli moving up already. Alessandro Vezzoni went for a spin and an aquaplane across the grass and the tarmac. Then Daniel D'Amato with a cheeky but very, very effective move on Dario Carzo. Philippe Barron all over the back of Alex Martin as we see D'Amato's lead caught and carried for nothing. Alex Martin went off as well, avoiding the stricken Daniel Mancinelli car with a wheel off, only just being missed by Lorenzo Cassay. Renato D'Amato doing his best to calm his son down. And there, Daniel D'Amato then in P2. Lorenzo Cassay passes Alex Martin. And here we can see it from onboard Alex Martin's car, the superior knowledge that Cassay has over Imola and in these conditions. Helping, Robert Purgle went for a fly through the grass, and Vezzoni pirouetting on the mud and the gravel and the grass as well. And catching hold of that arm cone, that hurt, but Philippe Barron took the win for Octane 126, and there was delight all round on the pit perch. Daniel D'Amato taking P2 and Lorenzo Cassay taking P3. Up next then it will be the podium, and here is the championship position. 156 for Sergei Chukhanov. Mancinelli 132, that DNF not helping him. Philippe Barron now P3 in the points on 106. Dario Carzo going down to P4 in the points on 105. So there is Philippe Barron on the top step of the podium. There is Dan. And there, the boss of Octane 126 saluting his driver. We saw Daniel D'Amato and National Anthem now. Now, just taking a look at the points situation, we bear in mind that Sergei Chukhanov is going to take a 5-place grid drop in race 1 in Mugello. As Alberto Salvatico Estenza, the president of Autodrome International Enzo Dino Ferrari Imola, here making the trophy presentations to Philippe Barron, to Daniel D'Amato, and also to Lorenzo Cassay. And don't the guys look resplendent up there in their red and white? Absolutely fantastic podium. Octane 126, of course, taking the team's trophy. And Philippe Barron, double bubble for him on the podium as he takes the Coppa Giovanni Young Driver title as well for this race. Need big arms to carry all the trophies that he's got to. And he holds it aloft. Just one of the 3 that he's got to manhandle off the podium. Everyone moves in for the photographs then. And then it will be time for the bubbly to spray. So Philippe Barron on the top step of the podium, looking a happier person than he did last time we saw him up on the podium, that's for sure, and he's out with a bubbly and all over Daniel D'Amato and Lorenzo Cassay there as well. So, wow, a race that was very, very rain affected, safety car affected as well. And still the rain is coming down here at Imola. Well, Philippe doing a good job with all the trophies there. Here we can see him crossing the start-finish line to take the checkered flag. Punches the air with utter delight. And the Octane 126 team celebrate as well. Deservedly so. And there you can see the water just been sprayed off the track. So much water on the track here. And just looking out of the comms booth window, you can see the Vezzoni car being recovered there on the back of that low loader. And it is still raining. And as our Italian TV director said to me a few weeks ago, it's raining cats and doggies. Which is his interpretation on the old English expression of raining cats and dogs. So, there, the crowd. Well, they've enjoyed a dramatic race, dramatic arguably for all the wrong reasons, but there we are. Still pouring down, you can see just at the front of that stand there. And actually, that's exactly those windows to the very back of that grandstand is where our commentary position is. And we've got to brave that rain in a few moments and head off towards our offices for yet more work. And if you listen very carefully, you can hear the rain on top of the building coming down. Claire Fennell, though, will brave the weather to bring us podium interviews. And we'll be crossing to her in just a few moments' time. And indeed, there she is with Philippe Baron right
here
now.
On the podium with Philippe Baron. Philippe, we always like to see you happy and here on the podium. That was a tough race.
Yeah, it was real fun, I think, nearly for everybody, for those who don't crash. It was very difficult to stay on track. My main objective was not to win the race. I just wanted to have fun and drive safe laps by staying on track. And I think we did well. We were fastest. And we won by a good advantage. Better than yesterday.
Better than yesterday, but you were telling me the conditions, even on the opening laps, were very bad.
Yeah, I lost the car 2 times. I had to go straight over the grass already in the formation lap. And I was asking myself if we are going to start or not. We did. And I'm happy that we've done that and that I won the race and that I survived under these conditions and showed what my performance. And off the team octane, 126.
Well done, thank you very much. And Daniele Diamato, Daniele is just going to speak in Italian. Daniele, tell us about your race.
È stata una gara difficilissima, in queste condizioni non avevamo mai girato. Purtroppo ero riuscito a prendere la prima posizione, poi ho fatto un errore alla rivazza, c'era tantissima acqua in quel punto e niente, poi dopo sono riuscito a ottenere questo secondo posto che alla fine è un ottimo secondo posto, direi. Okay.
Grazie, grazie mille. And now, gentlemen, we won't talk about the race just happened. First of all, Lorenzo Casse, congratulations, ELMS champion.
No, ELMS champion, second. It was fast yesterday in Porcar, and we was fighting for the leading. But so we have some small problem in the engine, and when we was second, we lost 6 laps the box to repair the car, and so we finished 7 in the race and P2 in the champion. It was a great result for the first season, and I hope so also for the team. And after the race yesterday night, I traveled to Imola, go to the race today.
So tell us why you decided to come and race Ferrari Challenge today.
Because for my program this year the priority was the ELMS, but I like really much to do the World Final every year in the challenge, and it was the only opportunity to come here because I did Monza and Le Mans, and my third it was this race, my last opportunity go in the World Final, and so I traveled during the night, and I'm happy for the podium today, start in the last position and finish on the podium in the challenge. It's a great pleasure for me and for the team.
And the conditions out there were not ideal today, were they?
Oh, it was really crazy, especially starting the race in the back. You have I think maybe 12 cars in front of me. It was really like a fog when we start, and so I must wait and after that don't make a mistake and keep some position. So it was very good but difficult.
Well, congratulations for both yesterday and today, and we'll hand back to the commentators.
Thank you very much, Claire, and well done, Lorenzo Casse, and indeed Stefano Guy, both of whom part of the Ferrari family, and hightailing it here from Paul Ricard yesterday, where Ferrari once again successful in European Le Mans Series. Daniel D'Amato was basically saying it was very difficult to conditions and very, very tough to arrive, but thanks to Daniel D'Amato in Italian, that is our very, very rough translation of what he had to say. So we've had TropheoPirelli Race 1 done yesterday in completely different conditions to Race 2 that you've just seen today in very, very damp conditions. And we have a Copa Shell race still to come from the Ferrari Challenge, as one of the young supporters looks on there. Here is the Drivers' Championship once again. Sergei Chukhanov right at the top. Daniel Mancinelli is P2. Then it's Philippe Barron. Dario Carzo loses a place in the Drivers' Championship through his DNF today. Philippe Barron, of course, helping his cause with his win. So CorsaClienti.ferrari.com will give you all the previews before the World Final event in Mugello, which comes up right at the beginning of November. Not only is it the World Finals, but of course it also is the conclusion of the Ferrari Challenge. And that's so, so important to each and every driver. As you heard Lorenzo Casse saying, so important to be at the World Finals this year in Mugello. So looking forward to that immensely. It's the next round of the Ferrari Challenge and will be the final round for season 2013 of the Ferrari Challenge at that circuit just outside of Florence in Italy. So the Ferrari Challenge Shell Race 2, as you can see, is our next race, and we hope very much that you will join us for that as we see the back end of the Octane 126 car there that was victorious in the rain at Imola for Philippe Barron. So the podium then, Philippe Barron, Daniel D'Amato and Lorenzo Casse. Sergei Chukhanov there, our points leader, having to take a drive-through penalty for a jump start. Robert Purgel, we see him go through. He was on the podium yesterday. And there the crowd enjoying the race action here at Imola. Not only the Ferrari Challenge, but other racing categories taken to the track as well. And just as I look out the comms booth window, more in hope than in anticipation, I think the rain is abating a little. I hope that's the case, because from here I have to leg it to the media centre, which is certainly not undercover, that journey. So I'm hoping that the rain is abating just for a moment or two to let us get back there. CorsaClienti.ferrari.com, then you will find all the full confirmation of today's race, and of course all the previews as we head towards the World Finals in Mugello, as we see that overtake once again from Lorenzo Casse around the Dexter car of Alex Martin. Lorenzo Casse, of course, knows the Imola circuit really well. This was a dodgy moment for Daniel D'Amato as the back stepped away from his 458 and he ended up through the grass on the gravel. Thankfully, he was able to keep the momentum, though, as his father was talking to him on the radio at the time. Vezzoni, sadly, ended up in the gravel there, having clunked the Armco, and regrettably that was the end of his race. So lots of incidents during the course of that TropheoPirelli race from the Ferrari Challenge, with the Copa Shell still to come and still to perform on this 4.9 rain-soaked kilometre circuit. So some of the images then just ahead of the start of the race. And there, confirmation of the next race and when you can check that out. It is for the Copa Shell category of the Ferrari Challenge. But thank you very much for joining us for TropheoPirelli in rain-soaked conditions here at Imola, and we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.